Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. We are going to be discussing the Arsenal starting lineup against Leeds. Which players should we play? Mikel Arteta has confirmed Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is not available for selection. We will talk about that issue a little bit, but also we do not know whether this game is going to stand 100% and will be played tomorrow, because many games, I was about to say all, but many games are actually being cancelled. 4 games this weekend have already been cancelled due to the virus, so it is really unlikely that we will see football. It's really unlikely that we will see many games played over the weekend. But what I'm gonna say before we enter the video, before we go into the starting lineup, is one, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has been confirmed out of selection. He's not out. He's out of selection according to Mikel Arteta, and the reason is not yet known. There is no clear reason given by Mikel Arteta, but all he's saying that the player is actually out of the squad. Is not going to be available for selection. Now, a couple of reports from the Athletic had actually indicated that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang would be available for selection, for the Leeds game. However, that is not true. He will not be available for selection. We do not know yet what is actually going on with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Mikel Arteta. Ever since his captaincy was stripped off, he is really going through a very hard time at Arsenal. I think we are really handling the situation in a poor way, especially by Mikel Arteta. I think really closing the player out in darkness is not the best solution. Let him come back. Let him try to find his confidence. Let him try to play with the squad. And maybe if you want to sell him, it's only better for us. He still has a year on his contract. If he's playing football, if he's doing well, probably we can get some good money out of him. But anyway, for the Leeds game, he is out of selection. And also on Monday we will have a Premier League meeting. A couple of clubs will be sitting with the governing bodies of the Premier League to decide whether the league should be called off for some time to deal with the COVID-19 cases and the Omicron variant cases that are really spreading like a wildfire, or the league should actually continue. Now, according to reports I know of, I'm looking at, there are so many Premier League clubs that are really in agreement with the idea that the Premier League season should be at least halted. It should go into break, not being called off really, but it should go into a break. It should go in break so that we can have some relief and time to deal with the cases, which are really increasing at a very high rate. So what are your thoughts, guys? Do you think the Premier League should go into a break so that we have some we have some time to deal with these cases, or we should play every game until all players get get the virus? Because that is where we are we're actually looking at. A number of Premier League players are not vaccinated, and that is the problem. The show is brought to you by the beautiful people at Melbet, so make sure you do check out Melbet. Link is in the video description. Make sure you bet with Melbet. Make sure everything you do in terms of betting, in terms of earning extra money off football, you do it with Melbet. Sign up with them. Link is in the video description. Promo code Cossy, COSSY, in capital letters. Make sure you do that right about now. Best partners, they will give you a 300% bonus when you sign up with them and you start betting with them. Let's get into the starting lineup. Who should start, who should not start? Now, what I know from Mikel Arteta is that we do not have so many cases of the Omicron variant. Actually, the few cases that were rumored to be around the club were among the staff. So we do not have very many cases in players. Actually, we have not recorded any cases among the players. It is really safe with us. So let us get into the starting lineup. Then in goal, I'll go with the man himself, Aaron Ramsdale. I think there is no question here. There is no debate about Aaron Ramsdale. He's been a top goalkeeper. He is a very top goalkeeper. 2 clean sheets in the last 2 games, and of course you think he's really outstanding. At the moment, he's the only player who's who has the club's player of the month twice this season. He's he already has it in for November and the month before November. So I think our goalkeeper, look, I would love to rotate, Aaron Ramsdale, but I really do not trust Leno at the moment. I don't trust him to keep the rhythm. I don't trust him to give us what Ramsdale gives us. And this season, absolutely outstanding Ramsdale, best goalkeeper in the league for me at the moment. So Ramsdale in goal. Of course, Leeds might not be that threatening because they have already conceded 7-0 at Manchester City. That should have done was to their confidence, but you never know what's going to happen. So I'm going to go with Aaron Ramsdale. The likes of Rafinha, the likes of Patrick Bamford, they could get 1 or 2 chances and try to use them. So I will go with Ramsdale in goal. I'll go with the same back four we played against Southampton: Tomiyasu, Tierney, Ben White, and Gabriel Magalhaes. Gabriel is fit. All those players are actually fit. Ben is fit as well. Tomiyasu is also fit, as well as the man himself, the big man, Tierney, rumored to be one of our next captains, there at the club. So I think that back four is quite decent. It can really deal with the pace and press of Leeds United without having any issues to worry about. So I think the back four shouldn't change. Now, in the midfield, Xhaka and Partey, should we go with the same pivot? I would rotate, I would rotate Xhaka. I think Mikel Arteta is really unfair. The fact that he's played Granit Xhaka in the last 3 games consecutively, it's really unfair. A player that is really coming from injury, you need to rotate him. You need to give him some time off. So for me, Partey plays alongside Albert-Samuel Lokonga in this game. I will make that change. I will rest Granit Xhaka. I don't think Xhaka is really poor. He had a very good game in the last game against West Ham. But rest Xhaka, play Albert-Samuel Lokonga. Try to keep Xhaka fit, because we need Xhaka as fit as possible. If Partey leaves in January for the AFCON with Mohamed Elneny, it is going to be Lokonga and Xhaka. So you need Xhaka to be fit. You need him to be very fit. So we need to rotate him. It's a Leeds game where I think Lokonga can be very comfortable. Yes, they're a very highly pressing side, but also Albert-Samuel Lokonga, that is what he was born to do. He was born to defend against such sides. So Lokonga and Partey, Xhaka out of the lineup for issues of squad rotation and his own health and fitness. That is why I would leave him out. I'll also bring back Emile Smith-Rowe in the side. So I will play a 4-2-3-1 with Emile Smith-Rowe on the left hand side of the pitch. Guess what? Gabriel Martinelli on the right, Martin Odegaard down through the middle. I'm resting Bukayo Saka. Now, I would play Saka. I would have played Saka. I would have played the same front three that actually played against West Ham. But I think Saka is playing so many games, because games are coming in thick and fast. He's really playing every player, every game. We can't risk him getting injured, and then as we go into the final part of the season, which I think is really very important. So rotate Saka, bring back Emile Smith-Rowe. He had a very good game when he came in for Martin Odegaard. He had a very good game. He's got a beautiful goal, in that game. So Emile Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, and Martin Odegaard. That is the forward three that I'll play behind Alexander Lacazette. I think obviously Saka comes on from the bench in around the 60th or 70th minute. I think he comes in there. The other change I would make, maybe I would give Ainsley Maitland-Niles, if we can get this lead against Leeds like 3-0, like maybe 3-0 or 3-1. I'll bring on Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the game. I also think he deserves some game time here and there. And probably Edin Ketia as well. Those are the changes I would actually make. But in terms of squad rotation, if Mikel decides to play any of Rob Holding or Nuno Tavares, I would be absolutely okay with that. I would play Nuno Tavares against Leeds, because Leeds are a club that really leave themselves open. They play very they play a high line, free press football, and they are really exposed. They really get exposed. So what I'm gonna say, Nuno Tavares could be a very, very perfect player for this game, and of course that is the advantage of having two players in the same position, giving you something different, to each other. So I'm gonna say Nuno Tavares can play in this game, but for issues of consistency and issues of building that game time and game consistency for Tierney, that is why I decided that let us play Tierney. Let me know in the comments below which players would you play in this game, and I'll speak to you live in Mikel Arteta's press conference reaction, and of course live also coming up at transfers in January. The update, we'll be discussing that.